Hello everyone, welcome to TryRides. Myself Sujit. So today in this session, we are going to cover our uncommon property, how to create our uncommon property inside the class, and how to take the value from our uncommon property by the two method object referent or class reference. Now we are going to see what is uncommon property because in the previous section we are already covered the common property. So the uncommon property we can say that these are the properties which are different for different for all the object. Okay, means if you take that particular online course, means if you are seeing there are lots people are there. If you are taking my case, my name will be different, my phone numbers will be different, my emails will be different. So these are our, we can say that uncommon property. So to represented our uncommon property, we have to use our object variable. Okay, to re to represent our uncommon property, uncommon properties, we can use object member. Okay, object member. Now we are going to see how to create our object member, or we can say that uncommon property. So to create our uncommon property, we need to use our constructor. Okay, so what is constructor and all? Now we are going to see. Okay, so how to create a constructor by the help of your double underscore init, or we can say that this is a dunder method. Okay, it is defined by, so it is defined by double underscore init double underscore, means to create a constructor. Okay, constructor will use for our creating our uncommon property. Okay, so constructor gets called at whenever our object creation, means if you see whenever you are creating that object, means this Sujit, at that time the constructor get will executed automatically. You don't need to explicitly call. So I just type that particular. So it is called at the time of the object creation. Okay, whenever you are creating that particular object for one class, means for one class we can create so many objects. Okay, so the constructor take one mandatory argument, that is self. So the mandatory argument, what is the uses of this? It is used for, so it is used for to store address of that particular object, address of that particular object. Why I am saying that? Because we can create uncommon property for different people, means at that time which object, means if I am calling for Sujit object, it will be stored in our self address. Okay, means self, it will be useful to take our address of our current object. So how to create a constructor, we are going to see. So I take the class as try, right? Okay, so I will take by the help of our DEF, means to create a dunder method, we can use our DEF. It is used for your function also. Okay, so then we need to give that particular double underscore init. It's automatically, if you see, it take this self. Self is a mandatory argument. Now, if I'm just trying to print it correct, okay, means file it will be running or not. Now, I just want to create some objects. So I'll take object one by the help of our try rights. Okay, I'll create two object. Okay, object two try rights. Now, if you are seeing, if I'm trying to run this, just see guys, it's print two time because two time object will be get created. That's why it's print this two times. Okay, this is how we are creating our uncommon property. So the uncommon property are initialized inside the constructor, means inside this we can create our uncommon property. Okay, so the next point says that the uncommon property uncommon property sorry guys, property are declared inside the constructor. Okay, so inside the constructor we can declare. Then the value for the uncommon property, if you see, while we are creating this common property, we can initialize that value at a time. Like that, whenever you want to create that value, you need to take the address of that particular things. Okay, we can say that we can access instance variable, or we can say that constructor variable, or we can modify also by the help of your class reference as well as your object reference. How it going to happen, now we are going to see. So here I just take some variable, it's like course. I'll take Python. Then the timing, I take time equal to 4. Okay. Then I'll take the batch code as C203. Okay. So now I need to create our uncommon property. Okay. So to create our uncommon property, yourself will be mandatory, because for each and every object, the property are different. So while you are creating your, means here I will take some name, means what is the property we are taking, like this you can give. I'll take the name for every object, then I want to take the phone number, only two. Okay, for here you need to first you need to print yourself, because first it will be take the address of that particular current object, means for object 1, now it's taking this address, then it needs to initialize the name. So you need to initialize, means here you can give anything, means names, full names, but you need to give this name and this name are same, because it will be storing that particular assigning. Okay, for your better understanding, means if you don't get confused, make sure that you need to give two name are same. Now if I'm taking that self dot phone equal to phone. Okay, now I need to give that value. We know that file we are giving this value, means we need to initialize this value. We cannot give directly value, because this is uncommon property, means for each and every user or object, this is uncommon. Okay, not same. Now here file, we know that constructor will get executing whenever you are creating a object. Now here you need to pass that particular thing. So I'll pass this object as Sujit, then I just passed a number, random number. Okay. For the second number, I just pass as uh, PRA. So I just pass Kumar. Okay. So Kumar, then I just need to pass the number, the phone number, something like that. If I'm going to execute, just see, it will be creating, means if you are seeing there is no error will be there, means your object and class will get created. Now if I am trying to get that particular property, or we can say that I need to take the value from it. Okay, now if I'm trying to access the value of object one name, so I just take object one dot name. Just see, you can get a clear picture on that. Okay, Sujit, if I am trying to do like that by the help of your class name, okay, so I'll take try rights. If I'm taking name, just see guys, it gives you, if I'm taking the name, just see guys, it gives me error, because for this, if you are using your class reference, it's only used for your common property, it will be not using for your uncommon property. While we are dealing with your uncommon property, always takes your object reference. Okay, now we're going to see our next concept is nothing but behavior. Means now your state will be complete, means the property will complete. Now we are going to see our behavior, how the behavior will going to work. Okay, so behavior of an object, so it means the functionality, means how the object will functional. Okay, it means the functionality. Then to define our functionality for an object in Python, or we can say that in the real-time scenario, we can use three methods, okay, to use our property. One is our object method, then our second property, or we can say the second functionality, class method, and our third one is our static method. How each and everything we are going to see on this session. Okay, so now what is object method? So object method is created by the help of your def keyword. Okay, it is created by the help of def keyword. Okay, def keyword means it will be useful for creating a function also. Now object method take one mandatory argument, that is self. Okay, so this self will be nothing but it will be stored the address of this object. Okay, then we can access the object method by using the object reference as well as class reference. Means if you want to take that functionality, we can use object reference and class reference. Okay, by these two you can get that particular things. Now then we are going to see if you are wants to modify, means if you want to modify the object method, we can modify by the help of your object. Means what is the object? Means for that particular object is used to modify the object variable. Means we cannot modify, if you are seeing here, if you are taking this object and you need to modify this is not possible. Okay, like that. Now by the help of your one example, we can get a clear picture on that. Okay, so here I just want to add something. I want to create a object method. Okay, so I want to create a functionality, I need to details, means I need to create a function so that I'll find each and every details. So it will take one mandatory argument, that is self, because by the help of this method we can take every object. Means now as of now we have two objects, but in real time there are thousands of objects will be there. That's why it takes self to store the particular object address. Now, here I just want to print self.name. If you just see, if I'm printing this will be not getting activated because we need to call this particular one. Okay. Now I just want to print self.phone. Okay. So this is two we are going to see. Okay. Now how to access this guys, means I just want to erase this one. So we have a function, means to call a function for this one, you just need that object name dot function name. If you see how the control for will going to work, now we are going to see. So I'll pass this object. So I have already declared the object by the help of our value. Now, if I'm trying to just, I don't want to print manually, I just call a function. Okay, it will be helpful for me. Okay, if I'm going to run this, it gives me that Sujit and phone number. How it's going to happen, I just give you a clear picture on that. So first we can create our object, means in this it will be storing the value. Now if I'm trying to get the face the name by the object one, means object one will be store the reference as yourself here. Means in the cell the object one address will be saved by the help of your object address. By the help of the dot, it will be get the name, means Sujit and this phone number. If I'm trying to calling that object2.details means object2 reference will going to this cell, because by using this method we can delete so many user, means at a time we can achieve so many things if you are just seeing that particular things. So I just erase that particular things, guys. Okay, just see. I just want to print the details of the second user also. Okay, so object2 dot details. Now if I'm trying to print this one, it's print me Kumar and Sujit both, because this functionality, so this is a functionality of this class, guys, right? This is the state and this is the functionality of this class. Okay, this is how we can achieve our class object method. Okay, so this is called object method. So that's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Try Rights.